If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. One of the defining features that we know about narcissism is their proclivity towards alternate reality. When we talk about alternate reality, we mean that narcissists will tell themselves over and over all sorts of falsehoods to the extent that they actually begin believing their own internal propaganda and they purport their beliefs to be true. Now, this is a pattern that goes way deep into their own past. One of the things that would be a part of a healthy developmental pattern of life, starting in your childhood and coming all the way into your adult years, is to know how to be honest about who you are and have a sense of self-disclosure. But narcissists, it's like, no, I can't really afford to do that because I don't know what all those people out there are going to think and see. And they actually have a great deal of paranoia. They don't trust people very well. And so what they do is they constantly live with a mask on. But instead of saying, yeah, I have a mask on and here's why, it's like, no, actually what it is I'm a very confident person. And I have life all figured out. And if you don't believe me, I'll just tell you that. And so they try to project themselves as being very confident when in fact, behind the scenes, they're terribly insecure. One of the easiest ways that you can determine how far a person has gone into their narcissism is to watch the false confidence that they portray. There are many things about confidence that they just simply don't understand. They don't get it. Let me give you an example. When we talk about a confident person, we're not talking about somebody that just blindly and arrogantly pushes a self-serving agenda only. That's not confidence. Or when we talk about confidence, we're not talking about stubbornness and holding on to unbending truths. Now, you know a lot of narcissists who are that way, and they seem to project as, oh, yeah, I'm so confident in what I'm saying. It's like, no, stubbornness, it says a whole lot of things, but it doesn't say you're confident at all. When you are a confident person, you don't already conclude, I don't have any need for input. I don't want to have new perspectives. Confident people can do that. Narcissists are not at that place. In addition, narcissists are almost completely incapable of admitting faults. In their mind, they're thinking, well, after all, this is me we're talking about. That's not the sign of a confident person. Just saying, well, I'm not going to talk to you about any kind of mistakes or faults or misjudgments I made. We don't do that around here. Or in addition, the fact that they presume the right to have special or favored treatment. In fact, they go so far as to say, I demand that. That's not the sign of a confident individual. That's actually the sign of a very insecure person. It's like, I'm afraid if I leave others on their own devices, they might ignore me. They have a great fear of being irrelevant and just not known. In addition, they have a real strong need to declare themselves as correct across the board. You know, I said it, that settles it. That's not the mark of a confident person at all. It just says you're closed-minded. You don't have any need for any kind of input. Now, as they engage with people and they try to discuss ideas and thoughts, they'll talk all over other people and invalidate and interrupt chronically. That's not the sign of a confident person. They think it is, but it's not. They honestly believe that they have a right and a necessity to control other individuals. That's not confidence. I mean, think about the insult that offers to whoever it is that's in their presence. They're saying, you're so stupid and you're so off base, you need me to tell you what to do and how to live life, as opposed to saying, hey, why don't we put our heads together? We're two free people and let's see if we can come together. They can't think that way to save their life. They're not confident enough to do that. In addition, they will manipulate people. Do you think that's a sign of a confident individual? You know, if they can just kind of maneuver things or set things up for them to have their way and other people are going to be gypped out of whatever they want? That's not confidence. Being self-disclosing. You ever know of a narcissist that says, well, hey, let me talk to you about my vulnerabilities? Confident people can do that. Narcissists is like, I'm not about to disclose things about myself. That's a non-confident approach toward life. But that's how they often do that. They'll rationalize why it's okay to keep secrets or to tell lies. Does that sound like something a confident person would do? No. They'll mock you when you say, well, you have something, an opinion or an interpretation that's different from them. All of these things that I'm mentioning here illustrate that a narcissist is a very belligerent or a very harsh or a very stubborn or a very overbearing person, and they actually think that says, yeah, which means confident. It's like, no, what it means is you're a scared little boy or you're a scared little girl. Instead, when we talk about confidence and how that is portrayed, not as alternate reality, but as just normal reality, confident people can say, well, I'd like to be honest with you about both my pluses and my minuses. I'm willing to do that. I'm comfortable enough to be able to do that. That's a confident approach toward life. Confident people realize that self-disclosure actually is a bridge towards one another. You share about who you are, I'll share about who I am, and over time we can build more and more of an understanding of each other. They understand that there's an interdependency that we share, and they build their engagement style with other individuals upon ingredients that will build up that interdependence. Things like ethics and decency. They're guided by an inner compass. Now, one of the things that falsely confident narcissists may say is, oh, I've got an inner compass, all right, but what they mean is they have an authoritarian, unbending opinion. When I'm talking about a healthy, confident person, I'm talking about an inner compass that looks at things bigger than just opinions. Love and decency and kindness. They're tuned into the things that genuinely matter and make life meaningful. Confident people have no need to be sneaky. And devious. It's like, hey, I'm an open book. I'm just going to put it out there as common sense will allow. They're emotionally steady. Do you see narcissists as being emotionally steady? They can be very dysregulated, and they can be triggered quite easily. Confident individuals not only have their emotions relatively in balance, but they're tuned into the emotions of other individuals. And as we engage with one another, there's an ongoing sense that says, I know I want to be understood, and you do too. Let's do that together. Let's do it at the same time. They'll admit flaws. They'll make restitution when the need is there. And in fact, let's take it a little bit further. They actually feel liberated. Confident people do when they admit flaws and when they make restitution. It's like, good, I'm a better person, and hopefully you're a better person for that having happened. They seek to implement personal priorities that are grounded in mutual benefit and mutual regard. Confident people will hold to convictions, but not in such a way that is closed-minded. Confident people can have boundaries and they can have stipulations, but they don't have to be mean or punishing about it. Confident people enjoy approval, but they're not addicted to it. So I want you to see that narcissists will attempt to say, oh yeah, I'm a really confident person. But when they have all of this blustery and harsh and mean-spirited attitude that goes along with it, it's like, that doesn't speak very well of you at all. Something is really troubled on the inside of you if you feel the need to put other individuals down to elevate yourself. I'm not buying it. Now, there is one trick that narcissists like to use to elevate their confidence at your expense, and that is they like to keep you on the defense. They'll play the offense. Let me tell you what's wrong with you. Let me tell you where you messed up again here. Or no, you don't know half of what you think you know. And one of the things that you're going to want to make sure that you do in response to that is don't play along. Speaking personally, I don't really feel the need to defend myself to someone who's building their life upon falsehoods and alternate reality. These are pervasively immature and insecure people. True confidence is definitely built upon having convictions, but they're convictions that are anchored in human worth. And they're convictions that can lead us to a place of peace and decency. Those are fundamental traits of a confident person. So let's conclude by saying this. No matter how stubborn or how self-assured or how overbearing that narcissist may be toward you with all their blustery pronouncements, if that's their so-called confidence, as I observe that, I observe, but that just leads to nothing but division and maltreatment. I don't buy that if a person says, well, that's my confidence. I'm thinking, no, what this means when you come across in that way is that we're dealing with a very deeply self-deluded person. They're in that alternate reality and they don't even see themselves accurately at all. That being the case, it just stands to reason. Well, if they can't see themselves accurately, they're not going to see me accurately. Therefore, I have to come up with my understanding of what is true and right, and I'm going to stand upon that. And it's going to lead towards dignity, respect, and civility. That's confidence. And I hope that videos such as this will give you some good food for thought regarding what we're talking about when we talk about this topic of narcissism. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so. And the notification bell that goes along with it will keep more videos coming toward you. I thoroughly enjoy doing this, and I'm so grateful that you would allow me to be a part of your journey with you. Please know that I mean that sincerely. Now, if you have a need for therapy, and I know many of you would like to seek that out, we have a sponsor that can help you in that regard. Below, you're going to see a link to an online therapy service. And so as the need arises and you're trying to come to terms with, how to sift all of this out, make yourself available to that. I've been referring people to therapy for my entire life, and because I believe in it. It's helpful to have somebody that can have an objective set of eyeballs on what you're dealing with. In addition, we also have my courses. This is me and Free to Be, about establishing boundaries, about finding yourself. It has multiples of videos and teaching points and questions, and I put a lot of work into it. It's going to require a lot of work out of you. It's why we call it a course. And if you would be interested in that, we have links below to that. In addition, we have my books and other resources. All right, narcissists can say, I'm a confident person, but saying it doesn't make it true. What makes it true is the way you live. And when you live with a sense that says, I do recognize the interdependency of us all, and I do want to be a positive contributor to that, and you want to enhance another person's well-being, even as you seek your own good things coming in your direction. That's the mark of a confident person. So I'm hoping that you can anchor in that, and in doing so, it positions you to be both one who is able to live inside of peace and one who is able to generate peace for others to share with you.